Welcome. An afternoon recap on Monday, November 10th, 2025. And we're down $83. You know that disclaimer that says you can lose money? You're going to lose money. And that's exactly what I did. After having made $22 on the day, reaching 15 green days in a row, I went back in to check something and toss, and voila, down 83 bucks. Just too smart for myself. And that happens to all traders. This is why you need to seek financial professional advice, training, and you need to practice on the simulator. And even then, it's not enough. You're going to need psychological help to deal with emotions and to control your fear of missing out. And that's what happened to me yesterday. And so, well, 15 days of hard work dropped all in one afternoon in about 10 minutes. We had $22 going in, checking something. I thought I saw something which was moving up in the afternoon, about 1:45 p.m. Pacific time. Didn't pan out, had to exit. Now, this is our single trade, 240 shares. I wanted to go in with 500. I'm glad I didn't. But all day yesterday I was having health issues, and that didn't help. And when your mindset is not set, don't trade. Stay away. Don't log in. And that's what happened to me. So on the month we had $98, and this is the morning's efficiency, 75% versus 25, $8 almost to $1.73 losing. But lo and behold, the afternoon comes, and all of a sudden our average losing trade is $42. Our percentage goes down, and we're down to $11 for the month of November as positive. So let's take a look at the trade, the losing trade on CYCN, and it's important for everybody to understand. This will happen to everybody. It's normal practice, and if you don't earn enough to build a little cushion, you're just going to keep stalling down and down and down and down. So what I was looking at here is it's about 1:43 p.m. Pacific there. You can see the clock. And CYCN appeared to have news, and it was moving up. And I know better. I know this, what I call the candlestick pattern. If you like our videos, like and subscribe. Please leave comments below. Advice, whatever you have. And I thought I'm going to be really smart and going to go in with with my template, but the templates don't work after hours. So I'm trying to get in, and it looks good. It looks like it should move up, but I hadn't done all my due diligence. I hadn't looked at the dailies. I don't know what the market was like after 9 or even 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. My thought was that whatever was happening on in the morning that appeared to be bullish, that it appeared that we were getting out into a new pattern, might carry over into the afternoon. And to even tell you the truth, I did not realize what time it was. I thought we were still in the market open before closing. So it was a very confusing day for me, nevertheless. And even while I sit here and I'm in the trade, I started having issues, and I got upset, and that I was gonna let it go. And then I finally said, "Well, that's it." I had to get out with a $61 loss, which isn't too bad, except that we had made $22 during the day, so we lost those 22 and another 61 on top of that. So and this is what's going to happen. And what hurts is we had been green 15 days in a row, and we had been very scrappy. On some days only making $4, $2. You know, we had a couple of big winners over $20 and maybe one or two $50 ones, but they had carried us out of the red into the green, and we were up $98 for the month of November. Here we are starting the second week, and we had started the morning great, and one simple little tiny error trashed us. So for you guys that are just starting out there, it is a very important. And I left this advice on another YouTuber's page the other day, and I said, you know what, I've been watching, and you have a good strategy, and what you need to do is not worry so much about what the market is doing, or how to. I shouldn't say that way. The market is a beast, and its sole purpose is to eat you alive. That's what you need to take away from it. So what you need to do is set your mindset for the schedule that fits you. For example, if you work and you can't trade every morning, identify the times that you can trade. Get your strategy straight so that you know exactly what you're doing. Make sure you have your goals. You can't go into a trade without saying, I'm going to get out at this point, or without knowing where you're going to get out or knowing where you're going to stop out. You need to have those parameters and adjust your mindset so that it is Zen-like. And by that, I mean very calm, very collective, and disconnect from money. You cannot go into the market saying, oh, I'm going in today and I'm going to take some trades and I'm going to make some money. That's the positive thinking, which is great, except that the market is going to say, I'm going to take advantage of some fool who thinks he's going to make money, or her who thinks they're going to make money on the market, and I'm going to take their money. And that is more likely what's going to happen 80% of the time. So what you need to do is you need to go in and sit idly by and say, okay, well, what are my indicators telling me? And what is the market sentiment telling me? Should I take a trade? Is the market bullish? Are there too many stocks moving all at once to the point where they're all going to move a little bit and I can't choose one or the other? So you have to have your process, go through your process, check the daily, check the stocks that are moving, the symbols, look their history. If many stocks are moving, then that's excellent because you have time to do your research. You know, do your research on each of those, pick the best ones, and then narrow it down to less than 4. Even 4 is way too much. I try to concentrate on 1 or 2. The other thing I do, and I don't know if you can do it also, is I use the watch lists to watch what stocks are moving. I don't use charts. So I have 2 monitors, but my other monitor doesn't have any charts on them. What I'm watching is right there on the watch list. And if I trade something, I add it to my P&L watch list. And then I watch it there. And I watch the mark column to see how it's moving. In the other watch list, I watch the mark, the bid, and the ask, so I know how they're moving. And that's how I can tell whether I should shift gears and switch to another stock. But that's the only way. You can use helper scanners like the web scanners that folks put out, and but you got to remember that those are 10-15 seconds behind you, and so by the time you get an alert from those, 15 seconds have gone by, and in 15 seconds you can take a trade, lose $150 or make $200. That is absolutely true. So those scanners on the web that are delayed, they're good for telling you which ones are the gappers, but you can also do that by going to many sites. Even your broker site probably has a page of where you can look at gappers, and you can identify those right, the top 2 or 3 down, and then input them into your trading system. Go look at the dailies, analyze the 5-minute, the 15-minute, and then decide whether or not the symbol is something for you. One of the most common things that folks are looking at is the float, right? So the less the float, the more demand there is. I typically use 50 million or less. And the reason I've been using that is because we heard other folks on the web say, "Oh, 10 million's ideal." But if you set your filters to 10 million, at least in the market for the past 3 months, you would get zero stocks to trade. So you might as well not even trade at all. So you got to look for momentum where momentum is at. But I do agree that very high floats, especially those above 120 million, are just have too much movement, and you're not going to be able to make as much money. And right now, with the market over the past 3 weeks, which hasn't been as fluid, then you got to take what's available, and not much has been available. So it looks like yesterday we had GLTO, we had MOVE, a couple of movers. It looks like folks were willing to come in and put their money in. And I'm glad I was able to take this trade for one reason, and that is because I'm learning from it. This is an $80 lesson, a very hard lesson to learn. And I don't trade in the afternoons, not at all. For some reason, I thought I went in and I saw this and I thought, oh, great, I'm going to buy some of this and I may even hold it till tomorrow. Well, I'm glad I didn't do that because this stock tanked. And things like this happen. So now, all the work of 15 weeks of sitting in front of the computer and trying to earn those little itty bitty amounts, or daily amounts, are all gone. So now I have to work at it again. And the answer is not to come in the next day and then throw a bunch of shares and increase your share size and try to make it all back. That's the wrong approach. The correct approach is to go back to your diligence and stay within the parameters that you've set for yourself. So my lesson is stop looking at afternoon trades. If there's something that you need to go look at on Thinkorswim, use the web interface and log in that way and look at it. That way you don't have to use the whole trader software, and you won't be tempted to trade. Or use your mobile to look up what you need to look up, but not anything else. So here, and I should have gotten out a lot sooner than this, but I was thinking that this is going to turn around, and that, of course, was the wrong approach. That's back to the old ways that I was trading more than 6 weeks ago. Buying something high and then holding on to it and hoping that it comes back up. It wasn't going to happen. And it's the wrong thing to do. So don't do this at home, kids. I mean, and they were very apparent, right? I've been using the reversal indicator there, the little R in the red circle or square, rectangle, and I didn't abide by it. As soon as it showed up, I should have cut. But stubborn gorillas will do stubborn things. And there on the bottom right-hand corner, you can see my P&L, what happened during the day. I made $18 on MOVE, $1.26 on GLTO, $2.47 on BNAI. But I went in and spoiled it all by buying 240 shares of CYCN. And I thought it had news. I was so confused that when I looked at the news at the ticker, it appeared like the news were recent. And then I looked closer, and they were from the morning. And I realized these news were in the morning. The stock did not go up in the morning. It's not going to go up in the afternoon. I don't know why it was going up. Maybe someone was expecting it to go higher the next day, but I doubt it. So that's the lesson for today, kids. Stay away from ununiform, unscheduled trading times because the market will behave different, and your strategies may not work. Whatever you see may not be there. If you're not totally there, if you're feeling ill, sick, or not 100% in the mindset of trading, don't trade. Just ignore the market. There'll be other opportunities. Other opportunities will come up. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.